Songs in the Key of Life by Stevie Wonder. Such a great album. So here we go.
Oh yeah.
Songs in the Key of Life is the 18th studio album by American musician Stevie Wonder. Released on September 28th, 1976, Stevie Wonder, already one of the most successful figures in popular music at that time, 2 years prior to the release of this album, seriously considered retiring from music so that he could emigrate to Ghana and work with handicapped children. It got so serious that farewell concerts were beginning to be planned. However, Stevie changed his mind and signed a new contract with Motown, a 7-year, 7-album, $37 million deal with full artistic control. At the time, it was the biggest recording deal in history. Songs in the Key of Life would debut at #1 on the Billboard Pop Albums charts and he was the first American artist to do so. Songs in the Key of Life would spend 13 consecutive weeks at #1 on the Billboard 200. It would go on to sell 10 million copies in the US alone. It is Stevie Wonder's best-selling and most critically acclaimed album of his career. Widely regarded as his magnum opus, Songs in the Key of Life was inducted into National Recording Registry by the US Library of Congress and lands at the #4 spot on Rolling Stone magazine's list of the 500 greatest albums of all time. So a lot of accolades for this one. So Eric, please don't give this a 1 out of 10, please.
I'm not going to score it. I'm just kidding. What can I say? I've listened to a few. I've actually never listened to this album front to back. I will say that. And my favorite, I would guess I have a few favorite Stevie Wonder songs. One of them being Sir Duke, which is on this album, which I think is absolutely phenomenal of a song. And the other is Superstition. I really love that song.
Not on this album.
And not on this album, but after listening to this album, I think that this is his best. This is Stevie Wonder's best work. There are some songs on here, like Sir Duke is, if you haven't listened to it, you need to stop everything you're doing and go listen to it right now. Probably one of the most complex songs on this album was As. It's clocking in at like around like 7 minutes or 8 minutes or something. And it's just like a crazy jam fest. And what's baffling to me is like some of these songs, I felt like I was listening to Rush at some point. And I was like, this is crazy. And it's just one guy, right?
Yeah, he wrote all the parts, essentially. 95% of this album he wrote.
Which is crazy. Like, this is a funky, bluesy, jazz, like Motown album. Like, this is what blues is, in my definition. None of the rhythm and blues you listen to today's standards. Like, this is rhythm and blues. And I think, like, after listening to this album in full, I think Stevie Wonder is a god.
Yeah, like, even I never listened to this album front to back either, but I put this album on and the first track I was like, is this Stevie Wonder? I don't understand. Why is there so many instruments like just ripping on the first track? Love's in Need of Love Today. I was listening to it, I was just like, this isn't Stevie Wonder. Is this the wrong like where's his singing like, love ballads and shit? And I was like, it's craziness. Like the depth of this album is just like, it spans so many different genres and just complexity wise is just like off the chart. It's so good. And Sir Duke, I think it's one of the best songs ever written. Like, it's in that conversation of like, it's a masterpiece of a song. It is a pop song that infuses jazz elements. It puts in blues. It has everything in there, and just the musicianship on that song is just off the chart. Like, just imagine a pop song on the radio that has that like synchronized riff, that synchronized part that all the instruments play together. Like, it's insane.
I 100% agree. Like, just that ba na 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 dun, 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 or then the break part, bum, ba-da-da-da-da-da, and there's like how many instruments playing that,
Yeah, it's
right?
crazy.
Which is nuts. And how he had that vision in his head when he wrote the song. That's what, because he wrote every single part for the for this album, which is incredible.
Yeah,
Like you don't get a better musician, I feel, than Stevie Wonder. Like seriously. And even the lyrics, like he touches upon like you could tell he's just a good-hearted person. Like he's just all about like friends, family, like just the good in people, right? And he really touches on that in some of his songs, right? And I actually didn't know this. I actually didn't know this, but Pastime Paradise, because I always think of the song Gangster Paradise. I was like, no shit, they got it from this song.
yeah, yeah. It's
That's
a sample.
crazy.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But like even a song, and most people know "Isn't She Lovely." Like, "Isn't She Lovely" is a pretty staple Stevie Wonder song. But if you like
Hmm.
do a deep dive of that song, there's key changes. Like from verse to chorus, there's key changes. And if you
Hmm.
follow the bass line, it actually like it's like a modular thing where in between the verse, the key slightly changes. Like they're using notes that don't belong in the key, but still it shifts to a different groove at a certain point. It's like I don't know, it's just like masterful, this album.
Hmm.
And it's crazy that this is the 18th studio album by Stevie Wonder. Like, he's a machine. 18th
Yeah.
studio album and is released in 1976. Absolute
Which
monster.
which you have to think about if you look at any musician's career, like they usually have a prime time where they're just like hit album, hit album, hit album, and then it kind of goes downhill, or it starts off terrible, good in the middle, or it starts off really good, right? Like he's just consistently just killing it.
Hmm. Yeah, like it's just crazy how good this album is. I
Mhm.
just love it. So good. Um and I regret trying to convince you that Stevie Wonder can see. Because now I see now I see how good of a musician he is. And we shouldn't be disrespecting him like this.
He is definitely a god of music for sure. And I feel like if you don't know who Stevie Wonder is and you're listening to this podcast and you're like, "Oh, that's old." Like you need to go listen to Stevie Wonder right now because like any of his hit songs you will definitely love for sure.
All right. Eric, final ratings on this album. What are you going to give it?
I'm going to give it you know what? I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. I'm going to give it a
Wow.
perfect score.
A 10 out of 10.
Yeah, I'm giving it a 10 out of 10 because even though there were some songs that I didn't like like it was kind of too slow for me, but I enjoyed them musically. I enjoyed the lyrics. I enjoyed everything about this. Like I don't know, yeah, 10 out of 10. This is
Wow.
definitely probably my favorite Stevie Wonder album I have listened to. So
Damn, that's crazy. I'm gonna be pretty close, but I'm giving it a 9.5. My only issue with it is that it's too long. It's a double album. We could have probably trimmed the fat a little bit here and there.
mhm.
Um, but yeah, it's like it's
You can tell
near
though
perfect.
with his 18th studio album, he probably had free reigns and he's like, I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah. No, he did
Double
whatever he
album,
wanted.
baby.
Yeah, he's just like too prolific.
Mhm.
But yeah, for me, the album was just a tad too long for my tastes. So 9.5 for me. But like that's the worst. Like that's my only criticism of it. I have nothing else to
Mhm.
say. Like
Yeah.
it's such a good album. Anyways, that was "Songs in the Key of Life" by Stevie Wonder. Great album,
Uh,
recommended.
yeah, and one last thing I'll say is I wish that I could see Stevie Wonder live.
He's
Like
moving to
that is
Ghana.
one thing I know, which I can't now, but that is one thing I wish I would love to have seen him play live because I think that live setting would be unreal to see.
Mm. Mm. Growing Up Gaming has seen him live before. Dope.
course. Of course he was. Of course he was.
Cool. So for those of you who are following along with us every single week with these album reviews, the next album that we are going to be listening to is here it goes, Hotel California by the Eagles. To be honest, I'm not looking forward to this.
Just, I feel like this will foreshadow the drummer is the singer of the band.
Don Henley.
So-
Just like a quick thing, like I think it was last year or maybe 2 years ago. I legit was like, okay, I need to know why people like the Eagles so much. So I downloaded their whole discography and I listened chronologically every single song in the catalog. And I still didn't understand I don't understand why people.
It's funny because here's a band, like I won't get into it too much, but here's a band that kind of played between rock and roll and country music. And it was kind of like they couldn't decide what they wanted to be. At least that's what I felt like with their music. But there are, I'll just leave my opinions for later. I'm going to hold my tongue for now, but yeah. Well, that's all I'll say.
All right, moving on. We're here in the mixtape battle section. So for those of you who need a introduction to this, essentially what we do is we take a random speech generator. It produces 3 random topics. One of us chooses one of those 3 random topics, and the other person creates a 3-song ultimate mixtape with that topic. So last week I got Grass Greener on the Other Side as my topic. So this is quite possibly the worst mixtape I've ever put together in the history of the show. This is a terrible mixtape, but I'm sure someone out there will enjoy this. Some deranged person will probably enjoy it. But to open this up, we're gonna go with Illinois-born but Atlanta rapper Ludacris with his song "Grass Is Always Greener." Gonna open it up with some hip hop on this album just to get you into the mood. It's I would say it's actually a pretty good song. Ludacris is sort of known for being a bit of a witty type of rapper, and it definitely shows in this song. Grass is Always Greener is the song name. I would say check that out, but it's a pretty good opener, pretty hype song to start this off. So there's Ludacris.
Right on.
And this is where the train sort of gets derailed at this point. So the middle of this.
Oh my God!
This mixtape is a song called "And the Green Grass Grew All Around," also known as "The Green Grass Grew All Around" or "And the Green Grass Grows All Around." It's an Appalachian folk song that was first noted in 1877, but is it's likely to be much older. It is a popular children's song today, and it was featured on the show Barney the Dinosaur. And
my God!
And just to give you some of the lyrics for "And the Green Grass Grew All Around," there was a hole in the middle of the ground. In the middle of the ground, the prettiest hole that you ever did see, and the green grass grows all around, and the green grass grows all around.
Oh, Cam. Jesus.
The song is a cumulative song, so it basically just repeats that phrase, and then it adds sentences to it.
I feel like so far, like we're going back to like Cold War era, and you're working for the Russians and you're trying to brainwash me. You show me like some popular music, and then you show me this like la da 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 da. So
yeah, see, this song slapped at summer camp. It's Chasing Dragonflies.
Oh man.
But yeah, I think Barney the Dinosaur version is the best. If you ever get a chance to look it up on YouTube, it's absolutely ridiculous what this video looks like.
You watched the video?
Yeah, I watched the video on YouTube. The live performance of "And the Green Grass Grew All Around."
Wow, that must be a killer show. Screw Stevie Wonder.
And finally, to close this off, I'm gonna go with international country pop superstar. He has charted more than 420 hit singles in his career, with over 100 million records sold in his lifetime. The one and only Kenny Rogers, with the song "Green Green Grass of Home." Nice, nice little slow ballad, talking about green grass.
I feel like this is a mixtape for John Deere.
Kenny Rogers. I don't know. I don't know why Kenny Rogers is famous.
I agree. I agree. I remember Mad TV back in the day. I'm dating myself here, but they made fun of Kenny Rogers and they put him in the Jackass show. Is Kenny Rogers Jackass? And that is like the perfect depiction of Kenny Rogers. And that's all I'll say.
Yeah. Anyways, that's sort of my mixtape. We open it up with some hip hop from Ludacris, go into a little children's song, and the green grass grew all around, a Barney version, and closes off with Kenny Rogers, "Green Green Grass of Home."
Oh my god, this mixtape.
I told you, this mixtape is.
I don't even
terrible.
know. I don't even know what to say, Kim. I feel bad for Ludacris being put into this category. Oh.
But yeah, that is my mixtape for this week.
God.
I sort of recommend at least listening to these songs once.
Definitely the middle music video with Barney
Yeah.
playing it live. Jesus.
All right. Here we go. So, Eric, we're going to click on this button. It's going to generate 3 random topics. I will choose one, and then you have to make a mixtape for next week.
Let's do it.
Here we go. Here are the 3 topics: building a deck, spies, social security privatization.
Wow. Those are quite the topics.
Building a deck is like, apparently wood costs are like triple right now. Like, to do any sort of home building or renovation is like ridiculously expensive.
I went to Home Depot the other day because I want to build some stuff, and we went in there and I was like, Jesus Christ, we're not buying any lumber anytime soon.
Yeah, it's just nuts what the prices are doing. Spies, you could do a lot. There's a lot of James Bond songs you could do. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I guess I could make a James Bond theme song.
That'd be pretty
Yeah,
cool.
Social
Security privatization is quite possibly the most difficult.
I feel like I'd have to just pull from the soundtrack of Mr. Robot, which is a show I just recently watched, which is epic, by the way.
I do.
I got a lot of TV watching in with my broken ankle, so I don't know if I'm proud of it or whatever, but
just because the other 2 topics are just ridiculous. Let's go with spies for your topic.
Yes.
Because I can't imagine what kind of mixtape is building a deck or social.
I'm sure there's
security
some country
privatization.
songs out there. Maybe Kenny Rogers has.
No, we did country last time, so
yeah,
okay.
that's true.
Okay, so yeah, we'll go with spies. Yeah,
okay, cool.
that should be a good one. All right, so let's close this all off. Controversial statements for this week. The Doors are overrated, and I think we stand by that statement. That's
Yes.
we're pretty firm on that stance.
Yes.
No one
I
can.
feel like if we ever did a charity event, not that this would be a charity event, but if you wanted to, argue our controversial statements, and we stand on a panel and defend them, I feel like this one we can easily defend for sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident what we're saying today. And finally, the quote of the week presented by Anthony Kiedis. Flat on my back, in a lonely sprawl, I stare at the ceiling because I cannot fail. Fail? No, fall. Asleep tonight? No, not at all. Headlights flash across my bedroom wall. Crying eyes open because I cannot fall.
Take the pain.
Close.
Taking the pain. Taking the pain.
You're close with the title. You're off by a word.
Taking. What the hell is it?
You got the
Something of pain.
got the last two words right.
So, of pain? Is it of pain?
No, the pain.
The pain.
But you don't have the first word.
Faking the pain?
No.
It's something the pain. I know this song.
Half point. Half point. You want the name?
Half a point. Yes.
Taste the pain.
Taste the pain. Oh, take the pain. Taste the pain. Damn it.
Very good. Very good. All right, that's the end of our show here. Thanks everyone for tuning in to the Crossroads Music Podcast. Eric, we have not discussed the schedule for next time. Are we sticking with
Yes,
Thursdays or are we moving back to Monday? Up to you.
I can pick to Monday. Like, the world is my oyster right now.
Monday is Victoria Day? Let's stick with Thursday for now.
Thursday. Okay.
Yeah, we'll stick.
Sounds good.
So we will be back next Thursday here on twitch.tv/ the Crossroads Music Podcast. We lost the previous episode because I'm an idiot and forgot to click on save past broadcast. But this one is definitely going to go up onto Spotify, Apple Music, and all those places. So if you are listening on those streaming platforms, feel free to come and join us at twitch.tv/ the Crossroads Music Podcast, and you can come yell at us for all our controversial statements and all the stupidity that we say on the show. Also join the Discord. You can also yell at us there. There's a lot of different ways you can yell at us and disagree with us opinions.
Yes, and join the Discord. I think I'm going to start posting on there. I'm going to give 2 types of beers, and I'm going to let the audience decide which one I'll be drinking on the show next. I won't tell you which kind. I'll just tell you like the type of beer. 2 different types I'll choose within that week. So keep an eye out for that. I know everybody wanted the pale ale, which I got. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. The Viking Pale Ale.
Cool. That's about it. Thanks everyone for joining in, and we will catch you all next time.
Sweet. Have a good one, guys.